Hey, what's up guys? I hope you're having a good December. This is my annual year in review video where I talk about how I did on my New Year's resolutions that I made at the start of the year and go over what my New Year's resolutions are going to be for the next year and the next decade. Maybe we'll do a little decade wrap up at the end of this video because I have been on YouTube for almost a decade. I started my channel in 2011. Before I get started with that content, I want to let you know that this hat I'm wearing in this Call of Duty gameplay that I took for my live stream is available now in my merch store. It is linked in the description if you would like to check these hats out. Once they are gone, they are gone. They are available in limited quantities, and I think they look pretty good. My wife is actually married to me. Maybe not because I'm wearing this hat, but we can't rule it out. So, to get started, my 2019 resolutions were to actually read a book, to get on a schedule, make a website, have a few days of green on Social Blade, get more than negative subscribers, at least a day or two on YouTube, get fit so I don't die, and do something that makes me scared. So let's go over those one by one. I'll link my resolutions video in the description for last year too if you want to watch that. Not sure why you would, I just told you what my resolutions were. Real spoiler alert there. But actually read a book. So I have read this year, wait for it, 2 books. Smashed that out of the park. Really just destroyed that. I even kept track of them on a notepad so I know which 2 books I read. I read The E-Myth, a small business book that my friend B-Dubs recommended to me, and it really helped me to think about how businesses work, and I thought it was a really informative and insightful book. And I read a book on parenting that talks about getting your child on a sleep schedule, and that's been really helpful actually because Sienna is on a great schedule, although that might be more of her nurture than our nature. Or wait, that's the opposite of her nature than our nurture. There we go. Because she's just a really well-tempered baby. So I don't know, but I'm gonna attribute at least part of it to this book that I read that I will link in the description. I'll link both books in the description. I got this Robin Williams autobiography. Well, it's not an autobiography. It's a Robin Williams biography that I've been reading. I really like reading biographies of people, and I have gotten halfway through it, but I don't know. I don't read a lot. I feel like my brain is broken. I used to read a pretty decent amount, and as the decade has gone on, I have read less and less. I think it's just the years of being a gaming YouTuber and streamer catching up to me as my brain cells continue to evaporate. Don't know what happened to them. At the start of this decade, I knew the theory of relativity, and now I barely know who my relatives are. I have to ask my mom if I'm related to people. That's not true at all. But yeah, so number 2, get on a schedule. This one was really good too because I have a child. I kind of have been de facto forced into some of these resolutions by having a child. That's very helpful for some New Year's resolutions I had. We are on a very good schedule in this household. Megan is a full-time student getting her master's degree, and I am working from home, and we kind of rotate what days we wake up with her. I know what I'm doing when I'm doing it on a daily basis. It's felt really good. I don't know if I would be on this schedule if I didn't have a child, because one of the things I've learned as a parent is that you are really forced to make the most of your time. I think I kind of knew this in advance, but you really learn it once you have the child. You're forced to make the most of your time because if you're not watching your child, someone else is, and not spending time doing what they would be doing with their day, such as homework or eating meals. I mean, you can eat sometimes with a child, but it's a little more difficult to do what you would normally do when you have your kid around. So that has been a really good thing for me, I feel like, mentally, to be on a schedule and know what I'm doing every single day. Make a website, also did this, and it's linked in the description. I really just sell merch on it. I kind of pictured having a website that described what I do, but that's going to be tough because I don't really know what I do. I would consider myself to be a full-time streamer now. I've streamed a lot this year. Don't really know how I would implement my YouTube on that site. Did a little public speaking last year. Did an event this year. Didn't really do any public speaking. So yeah, I don't know. I have the website. I have the domain at least, so we can go from there in the future. A few days of green on Social Blade. I did not have a single day on YouTube this year where I got positive subscribers. But also, I only uploaded 45 videos, I think, 45, 6, 7, I don't know, in the 40s. I tried to count, but there wasn't a really easy way to do it, onto YouTube this year. So not the best effort there on my part. And every day that I uploaded, I actually lose more subscribers on the days that I upload, which is kind of a bummer. But, I like the comments and the feedback I get from viewers when I do upload, so I don't know. YouTube, we can talk about that a little bit at the end, but obviously not my main focus at this point. Get fit so I don't die. Get in shape because I felt like I'm not a real in shape individual. Don't feel like that one was really achieved this year. Did not exercise very much at all. And the exercise I do, the exercise that I do is more for my mental health than my physical health, even though it's physical exercise. I think just sitting for hours on end, gaming or doing whatever it is I do down here, it's gaming. And, you know, a little bit of accounting, a little side hobby, not really. I don't know, it kind of can mess with your mental health. So I try to exercise a little bit. It helps get those endorphins going early in the morning, and I feel like I have a better day on the days that I do at least some small form of exercise, but I definitely don't do it nearly enough. And my last resolution was to do something that makes me scared. Again, kind of a de facto resolution that I achieved by having a child. I was thinking more along the lines of what I did last year with public speaking. I didn't do anything like that. I did start what I would consider to be a new business venture this year, reselling things, selling merch and reselling things on eBay. Although I kind of also view that as just trying to teach myself about different industries and how shipping works. I've learned a lot about shipping this past year, and that could be valuable in other ventures going forward. I don't know. I'm glad I tried that. We'll give this like a 50% achieved, I suppose, because I did do something new, but not necessarily something that scared me. Let's go into my 2020 resolutions, if you guys don't mind, if you guys care. For the year 2020, I have 3 resolutions, and they are as follows. Number 1, be a present father. Number 2, get organized. And number 3, have a 10-year career plan. So let's go one by one with those. Number 1, be a present father. I've found that I am an anxious person. Didn't find this out recently. I've known this for a while. And I constantly want to be doing things, often multiple things at a time. And I love my daughter. I've laughed more in this past year than I ever have in my life. And that's saying something because I've made a career in this decade, especially out of entertaining people and laughing along with people. So it's just been such a joyous year. But I cannot fully, and maybe I never will fully, break my anxiety around my family, but I find it's even gotten worse at times where I'm thinking, okay, I need to do this work thing, I need to do this, this, and this after I'm done just hanging out with my child, and I need to focus on just being present in the moment. You know, if I have a schedule for the day, be present in each part of that schedule, not be thinking about doing the next thing when I'm doing the current thing. The start of this year, I did not have a child. She was born April 5th. And I can't believe how big she's gotten since she was born. She was born in the 50th percentile for height, under 20% for weight, I believe, because she was born 3 weeks early due to some pregnancy complications that Megan had. And she is now in the 99th percentile for height, kind of like her father, and well overweight. I believe 60th percentile for weight, something like that. I don't know. She's kind of a string bean like I am. And she's almost walking. I mean, she can pull herself up on things. She's putting her hands along the wall and walking with it. There's nothing I could see on Twitter that would be more interesting to me than those moments. And I need to constantly remind myself of that, which is really sad. I wish, you wish that was like an innate thing, kind of just natural that you would know that, but I do have to remind myself of that. And I'd like to get better at that in 2020 because I could see myself spending a lot more time with my daughter in 2020. Megan is, we'll move on to number 2, get organized. Megan is graduating with her master's degree next summer, and she is going to go back to work. She's actually going to go back to work in the spring. She hasn't worked most of this year. She's just been fully focusing on her master's program. And she's going to go back to work in, we might even be like February or March. And we're going to have to figure out a plan for when I'm watching her get some type of maybe babysitter, especially if I'm still streaming full time, because I'm streaming 80 hours a month at this point. And that's what I talk about, being on a good schedule. By the way, if you ever want to stream with me or watch my stream, link in the description, because I play with viewers every day on Call of Duty. I mean, I don't stay on the same games all the time, but I've just been on this Call of Duty kick lately where I've been playing games with viewers every single day, and it's been so fun. But I'm going to need to get organized in my schedule even better than I currently am, which I'm confident in my ability to do because I've gotten very good at that over the course of this year. But it's going to get more difficult because Megan's going to go back to work, and it won't just be the two of us splitting time. We'll kind of have to split time between multiple different things. She's going to do a work study to end her last semester in school, and then she is going to go back into the workforce. I guess that's the main plan after the summer, and she's going to stand to earn a lot of money from her degree. So I'm very excited for that in terms of our household and feeling financially secure. This was the most expensive year of my life this past year, which I don't regret a single cent. Obviously, having a kid costs a little bit, and just being a homeowner. You guys know I bought my house in 2018. We had a tree fall on the side of our house. The glass on our fireplace broke, and that's expensive. Just random homeowner things that have kind of caught up to me in the past year, plus having a child. So it's been an expensive year, and I want to get organized financially. Also, just house-wise, there's things that I like to clean up different rooms of our house and make them more child safe. We've been baby proofing a lot in the past couple of weeks around this house since my daughter can move around now very quickly. And very soon we'll be able to come into this basement, this dungeon I have down here where boxes are lying around for things I want to ship, and she'll want to pick things up. So get organized all around. So the house is more baby proof and more functional. And then financially organized, and this goes into my third resolution, to have a 10-year career plan, because I have one stream of revenue right now. I sell stuff. I sell the merch and I sell stuff on eBay, but I don't earn anything from YouTube anymore. I stream full time, and that's going well for me right now, but you never know when that can end. So I need to figure out what I want to do for the next 10 years. I often try to think to myself, if I won the lottery and I didn't have to work, but I wanted to work, what would I do? And I try to really get deep into the exercise. Like, I picture where I would buy the house, and I'll just to like really put myself in that space. And I feel like it's a dream I can't fully finish. I wake up before I figure out what it is I would like to do. And maybe it doesn't even have to it doesn't have to be, so special. I can just try things, and if you fail, you fail. Although that's, kind of difficult in practice. It's easier to do in theory. But I don't really feel like I have a solid 10-year career plan. I feel like we have a solid household because Megan's career and work is going really well, and will be going really well next year. But I'm holding steady, but I'm not sure what the next 10 years would hold for me. So just kind of think on that and think about what I would like to do and where I would like to be. I do like a lot of coffee stuff, so maybe I'll be involved with coffee. I know that's kind of random, but really interested in all that stuff. So just a quick decade wrap up, I guess. I have spent the last decade making money, having fun, laughing with friends, going on trips, doing things I could never imagine doing at the start of the decade when I was a very depressed, very broke individual. And now I am a less broke, less broke, much more happy individual. One of the nice things about streaming on Facebook, I found a bit of a new audience, and then a lot of people who followed me on Facebook but didn't continue to follow me on YouTube all these years later will come back and say, I haven't watched you in a while. What have you been up to? And kind of give them a life update. And they say, I used to watch you when I was younger in middle school and high school, and they tell me about their life, and I tell them about mine. And it's just been everything I've ever wanted. That's the tough thing about coming up with a 10-year career plan. I kind of like half joke about this, but I'm half serious. I kind of just want to be this isn't a simple job, but be an electrician or something for the next 20 years, because I feel like I already achieved my goal. My goal now is to be a good father. Career-wise, I've done, and I said this, I believe, in my last year's video, I've done a lot of the stuff I wanted to do. So it's kind of time to figure out what else I would like to do. It's been time because, as I said, YouTube's changed a lot for the worse, in my opinion, both for me and just at the site in general. So, yeah, thanks, guys, for everything. If you're watching this video, if you're this deep into this video, you're one of the reasons that I've had a great life and a great decade, especially, and looking forward to the next decade. So, hope you guys have some resolutions of your own, or have some great plans. At the very least, have a great holiday. And thank you for watching. And until next time, bye-bye.